What's cracking, cousin? It's your favorite cousin, Ken here at the Lighthouse ATL. This is the Divine Feminine Headquarters, and yes, this is your favorite cousin, Ken from the YouTube channel, Can Be the Light. I know many of you are like, Ken, where you been? What's been going on? Well, I took 3 years off from work to work on myself. So no relationship, no job, no business, no nothing. Just strictly working on myself. And I have been guided to come back and help a powerful community of women that are deciding to do the same thing. No longer working hard, releasing all toxicity from your life, and connecting to your true divine feminine identity. I will be here every week, every Monday, with spiritual guidance for you ladies. I'm so excited to work with you, and congratulations to the new you. Hey cousin, it's your favorite cousin Ken here at the Lighthouse ATL. Okay, ladies, so today we are going to be talking about the shadow. I know, y'all like, Ken, I don't want to talk about no dark energy. You know, it's all light over here, cause I get it, cause you cousin Ken, I can't be the light. I get it. But, we have to be honest and we have to admit that we all have a dark part to us. We all have that dark aspect of who we are, and that part of you needs the most love, honestly and truly. The part of you that, you really are not even aware is there. It needs your attention. And so I'm here to let you all know that yes, you do, you have this aspect of you that is in need of your attention. And so as women, a lot of us are being guided to be by ourselves. A lot of things are happening in our lives, a lot of breakups, a lot of, losing jobs, or not losing jobs, but, jobs being moved out of our lives, and, different things are happening. But I'm letting you know that spirit is moving things around so that you can get into the position that you need to be in so that you can heal. So let's talk about it. So the shadows part of us is the aspect of us that is in the dark. So if you think about, your subconscious mind, this is the part of you that is playing in the background. This is your routine. This is your habits. This is just an aspect of you that is happening that you're not making happen. It just is what it is. And your shadow aspect is connected to all of your negative life experiences. So not only this life experience, past life experiences, your parents' negative experiences. Everybody that is connected to you, you carry the negative experiences with you, and also the negative experiences of the collective, because remember, we are all one. So when we talk about, doing shadow work and going into the shadow and doing things like that, the thing is, we really have to learn to reparent ourselves. This is how you nurture your shadow self. You go within the darkness and you acknowledge that you are hurt. You acknowledge how you feel. You acknowledge what happened to you, and not in a way where you can, feel sorry for yourself and you have this pity party, but you acknowledge the fact that, you need to do some healing, and you allow yourself the opportunity to do so. Because one thing I'll tell you that Spirit has really, really put on my heart is to be unapologetic about my healing. And that is my connection to Spirit. When I decide that I am going to heal and I am not going to apologize for it, then that is me putting God first. That is me saying that I will disconnect from this world. I will disconnect from any experience or anything in order to connect to Spirit and do the work that I need to do and evolve as a soul, which is the reason why I came here and why you came here too. So when we nurture our shadow self, our shadow is like, think of this bad child, right? Think of a bad child that's always in trouble, always doing stuff, cussing. The worst kid you could ever think of in the world. That's your shadow, right? They're harmless, but, they're annoying. They cause a lot of trouble. They're a nuisance or whatever. But the thing is, what I've learned from my own experience, dealing with in my real life, dealing with a child that was very, very bad, okay? I'm just gonna say true. He was bad, okay? But he's not like that anymore. But dealing with him when I was not healed was very different from the way that I deal with him now. That's why I say that he's not like that now, because I've changed and now he's changed. But let me tell you, baby, when he was off the chain, baby, in and out of school, I mean, I was just always on him, yelling at him all the time. Y'all know how we do, women. We always yelling about something, asking, why you do this? Why you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some kind of discipline or something. Why you do this or why you do that? That's the craziest thing. Sidebar. As women, I don't know why we always do this. I don't care if it's the man, the child, a friend, whoever. Anytime somebody does something that we feel like they shouldn't do, we always ask them, why you do this? Because they wanted to. That's why. So you'll never have to ask somebody that question again. They did it because they wanted to. Now, take that. All right. So, when it comes to, dealing with children, or me, when I was dealing with my child, when he was like that, I used to always yell at him and get on him about everything. And everybody used to tell me, Ken, you need to whoop him. And he's just bad and he's this and that. And I used to say the same thing, like he was bad because he was just, always off the chain. But it wasn't until one day I decided that let me sit down and talk to him. And so I just sat down and I just pulled him to the side and I just talked to him. And this was the first time I had the opportunity to talk to him because this was during my own transition. So I had stopped working a full-time job and I decided that I wasn't going to work anymore. I was going to focus 100% on, recording YouTube videos. That was going to be my thing. So I had the time. So I was like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk to him. I'm just going to ask him, how he feels, what's going on with him. And when I did that, he opened up to me. He told me so much about how he felt. And he was honest with me. And he was just like, Mama, I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know. And so he cried and I cried and we cried together, But I really had the opportunity to sit down with him and feel how he felt, okay? So when it comes to our shadow self, think about, the child that you used to be. Because we are all hurt children. We've heard that thousands of times. But what we need to do is go back and visit that little child that is still hurting, because we get older and we get, a busy schedule and we have so many different things that we are doing, and we're so busy with our day that we're not even thinking about the child that we used to be. And some of us don't want to think about the child that we used to be because it was so hard for us to endure those challenges. But I'm telling you, that child needs you so much, so much. They need your love. They need your attention. And they need you to slow down. So what we do as adults is we go out, we find things to do, we feel accomplished because, we're making moves in the world, we have degrees, we have all these people who love us, all these platforms and whatever it is that you do. You got a job that's paying you a certain amount of money. We feel so good about these things. But the inner child, the shadow, and all these lower aspects of yourself could care less about any of that stuff. None of it, okay? It doesn't matter, because what the inner child wants is the same thing that the shadow wants, and that is your attention and that is your love. So if you are being guided to disconnect from working hard, serving other people, then it's just time for you to start to work on these different aspects of yourself and to work with these different aspects of yourself, not to punish them and, silence and kill the shadow and all these other things you hear people say, but you want to nurture this aspect of yourself because this is the part of you that is still hurting from your negative life experiences. And when you give yourself permission to rest, then you are giving yourself the opportunity to feel what you have been through and process it. A lot of us have not processed what we have been through. So even though we are moving forward and we're accomplishing all these great things, we have not processed what we've been through and how it made us feel. So now is the time that we are living in this great awakening right now. It is time for us to face the truth, because we have to remember that we are all souls that came here to evolve. Well, not all souls. I always say that, but I know that we're not all here to evolve. There are some people that are here to dissolve, and they will. Dang, did I just let them have it real quick? I did. So, whatever. We ain't gonna worry about the negative forces. We're just gonna focus on evolving, because that's what we came here to do. So if we are all souls that come here to evolve, working and doing all these other type of things are only a distraction from what we really came here to do. So what Spirit is doing right now is making us all focus on what it is that we came here to do, especially those of us that have a great calling. So if it seems like things are, being turned upside down, it's not because you're doing something wrong, but it's because it's time for you to slow down, and it's time for you to focus on what really matters in your life and start to pay attention to the parts of yourself that need you the most, the lower parts of you. So when I think about life, we're all multidimensional, right? So we have the higher aspect of ourselves, which is the parent, and then you have the inner child, but you have the shadow aspect of you, and that is your dark part. That is the darkest part of you. And that is the part of you that is buried downstairs in the basement with the books and all of the dusty records, okay, down all the way in the basement, that you just hide down there. You don't want nobody to see it because it might come up looking like, what is that, hunchback? It might come up looking crazy. What nobody see. Now, it's down there. It doesn't matter if you try to hide that aspect of yourself, or even if you don't know. Because some people, listen, I know that there are some people who don't even know that they have this aspect to them. So it's not fair to say that the shadow is a part of yourself that you don't want people to see, because there are parts of your shadow that you don't even know exist. So when you start to do shadow work, then your shadow will reveal more of itself to you. So it's like, because I know I'm silly, but I'm seeing like this image of, you open up the basement door, right? And then this little ugly little creature come jumping out at you, okay? What you doing in here? You jump or whatever. That's your shadow, right? But you don't run, right? Don't run. Don't be scared. You go in and you say, you know what? I just want to talk to you. I just really think that, that you are so beautiful. And you are loved, and you are kind, and you are important. No, I'm just playing. But, on a serious note, you go into the darkness and you get this part of yourself, and you allow this shadow part of yourself to be a part of your life. And sometimes the shadow wants things that are not good for you. And sometimes, the shadow wants to say things that may not be the best. And so if you always are like so in the light, then you won't allow that shadow to live. And you want that part of yourself to be healthy, right? So the shadow, you don't want to just let it just run around like a bad child doing whatever it wants to do. You want to, like I was telling you about my son, you want to be able to understand the shadow. And then once you understand this dark part of yourself, then you allow it to have some leeway, but you give it boundaries. So then if you have addictions, like I used to have many addictions. So like say smoking, if you're a smoker, then if you want to stop smoking, you don't just tell yourself, no, you don't need to smoke. Oh, I'm bad because I smoke. You're not bad because you smoke. There's a part of you that's smoking, and for a good reason, I'm sure. There's something that has happened to you, and smoking is nothing but, a negative form of meditation anyway. A negative breath work, okay? But anyway, if you want to stop smoking, then you don't tell yourself, no, you can't smoke, because you're not ever going to stop smoking. But what you will do is say, okay, I understand that this is an aspect of myself that, this is coming from my darker part, and understand why you smoke, right? And then allow yourself to smoke on certain days, but don't allow yourself to smoke whenever you want to smoke. You see what I'm saying? And then eventually you'll stop smoking. I'm telling you, this is what I did. So if you smoke weed every single day, because I used to be a weed smoker, okay, years ago, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I used to smoke weed all the time. But I did not tell myself I could not smoke weed. I knew that I didn't want to smoke. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to stop smoking completely, because every time I would stop smoking, like for a minute, I would start back again because I still wanted to do it. So what I used to do was give myself smoking days. So I'm not going to smoke on Wednesdays or Fridays or Sundays, but I'm going to smoke on these days. And then once you get used to doing that, then you say, okay, well, I'm not going to smoke at these times a day. And then you give yourself certain times to where you're going to smoke, and you make yourself wait. This is going to start to prepare you to stop smoking, because now you're getting in the habit of being without it. But if you just tell your inner child, or excuse me, not the inner child, we're going to talk about the inner child next. But if you just tell your shadow, go ahead, baby. If you want to roll up, roll up. Anytime you want to smoke, you want to smoke. Baby, you're going to be smoking 30 blunts a day, all day long, all day. You have to have some type of self-control if you want to have a healthy relationship with your shadow. And once you start to do this, then your shadow will know, okay, these are boundaries. And then not only are you setting boundaries for yourself, but now you're spending time with your shadow self. So you're not just pushing this part of yourself down into the basement and saying, oh, no, you don't exist and I don't want to deal with that. You are allowing those feelings. And when you start to have those days where you just don't want to talk, then you just don't talk. If you don't want to go to work, then you just don't work. But what we have done is told ourselves that you gotta go to work. You gotta do this. You have to be around these people. You have to. And your shadow is like, no, I don't want to do that. So then it will come up in your life in different ways, whereas, now you have addictions, or you could be overeating, or you could be overspending, or you could be overworking, or you could be, doing all these other things. So your mind can go somewhere else because you are not giving yourself the attention that you need. So when you decide as the parent of your new self, right? You allow yourself to, have this aspect of yourself, but keep the boundaries. So I'm gonna tell you, okay, a little sidebar. For me, I love sweets. I've always loved sweets all my life. I've always loved candy and things like that. And it's not the best. I love it. But now that I am the healed version of your favorite cousin Can, I don't eat candy from the store. I don't eat candy, like I used to. I will make my own chocolate. Or if I want some cookies, I'll make them myself. I use different ingredients now. So I can have chocolate, but I just make it myself. And it doesn't have sugar in it. You see what I'm saying? I can have cookies, but I have cookies on Friday. So instead, cousin, remember, Friday used to be my drinking day years ago. If y'all listen to me on YouTube, y'all know back in the day when I was doing the same thing I'm telling you to do, I used to have my drinking day, which was Friday, right? So now your cousin, I don't drink. I don't put that stuff in my body. But I still love sweets. Like from time to time, I still love sweets. And we all know that when you crave sweets, you just want a hug, okay? You just want something, something comforting. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there are sweets that can be healthy for you, and there are sweets that can harm your body. So Friday is the day that I decide that I am going to have my cookies on that day, or if I'm going to make some carrot cake or banana bread or whatever it is that I want to make for myself that's sweet, I will eat it on Friday. But I will not allow myself to eat sweets every single day, because if I do that, then I can literally eat sweets every day. I'm just that type of person. I can do that. But I have to give myself that boundary. So now my shadow don't have no reason to act a fool, because it's like, look, if you just wait until Friday, we gonna get something sweet. Just relax. You see what I'm saying? But, we don't want to push the bear, okay? What they say, don't poke the bear. Because a lot of us are living life and we feel like, we just gonna keep on, poking the bear. And then eventually what will happen is that shadow is gonna explode. It's gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up on somebody, and it ain't gonna be nothing pretty. So, ladies, what I'm telling you is that if you are being guided to rest, it is time for you to rest. And once you start to do this shadow work and you start to work on yourself, then know that all of the the confusion that you feel and the darkness and all that will go away. It will go away because now you're nurturing yourself. We want to be in relationships. Most women want to be married. We want to be in relationships. We want all these things, right? And I heard Mary J. Blige sing this song telling this man to love her and save her from herself. And it was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life, because there's nobody coming to save you from yourself. There will be nobody that will come to save you. And that goes for women and men. There is nobody going to come into your life and be your peace and be what you need them to be in order for you to be whatever it is that you need to be. That is not how it goes. We have to be 100% who it is that we are called to be first before we get into a relationship with somebody else. And if we distract ourselves with relationships, then we will never get to the point to where we need to be. And I'm just letting you know that's what Spirit wants you to know. Whoever listening, I love you, but it's just true facts. If we prioritize the relationships and work and all these other external things above ourselves and our reason for being here, then what we truly desire will always feel like we just don't have it. And the reason why we don't have it is just because we're not in alignment to get it. So you see a lot of people manifesting money and businesses and all these great things financially, but not everybody can manifest love. And I'll tell you why. Because love is energy, and we have to connect to the energy of love first before the love will be reflected back to us. So when you decide to take time away from everything and work on yourself, that is love. That is you showing that you love yourself. And action is a prayer. Okay, shout out to my homegirl Mary Moses. Action is a prayer. So whenever you are taking care of yourself, then that is you letting Spirit know that this is what I want. I want more love. I want people in my life to treat me a certain type of way. I want certain things. And because you're giving it to yourself, now you will receive that. Okay? So I love you. Don't push that little shadow in the basement. We want that little shadow to come on out, okay? We don't care if it's ugly, looking like a hunchback or whatever it look like. It's okay. It's all right. We gonna put a little wig on it or whatever. I'm just playing. Y'all shadow ain't ugly, okay? Listen, we are the creators of our reality, so your shadow self does not have to be ugly. Your shadow can be like a very, very beautiful, vivacious bombshell, like our cousin Rochelle. She talks about the bombshells. You know, your shadow can be a very, very beautiful woman, but ooh, baby, she is no joke. No joke. And you need that part of you. So you don't want that to go away. But we just want to have a balanced relationship with our shadow. Because honestly, I'll tell you, most women who want to just live in that light energy and just be this loving force, those are the women who get taken advantage of. And that's because you don't have that good balance between your dark and your light. So you want to have that aspect of you that is no joke. You want to have that aspect of you that is, you know, about that action. But at the same time, you don't want to have to cuss people out just because they driving down the street. You know what I'm saying? Because it is some women out there, and I see you behind the steering wheel cussing people out and get ready to throw your can out the window because somebody didn't cut you off. Okay, let's work on it. Let's work on it. All right, cousin. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all over at the lighthouse. Bye. Okay, cousin, if you're interested in joining our powerful community of women supporting each other through our healing and transformation journey, look for the Lighthouse ATL on all platforms. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, we don't do Instagram, but Twitter, LinkedIn, Google the Lighthouse ATL. You'll find us everywhere, and click on join our level up movement. I'll see you soon. Bye.